everyone, I haven't made another video since the Charles video, which was in August, shortly before Metro Cruise, where we stole his truck and gave it a little bit of a remodel, if you would. I've been extremely light on content all year. I have been extremely light on working out here all year. That's just a matter of fact. And I just wanted to pop in real quick today, especially today, to talk about why. I don't intend for this video to get too long, so I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet and spare a bunch of details. But this time last year, I got sick. A lot of people know that. October 6th, I started getting sick. By October 8th, I was taking double doses of Dayquil and trying to get through. October 10th, I left work early. October 11th, I called in. October 13th, I went to the hospital and they sent me home and told me if it got worse to come back. October 14th, today, it was bad. It started getting worse. I could barely walk. I was throwing up. It was coming out both ends. I was sweating profusely. I could barely keep my eyes open. October 15th, tomorrow, early in the morning, I called my boss and I told him, hey, I'm still sick, man. I don't know what's going on. I was sitting in front of an air conditioner and I was just dripping sweat and just sweating profusely. And he told me, just take care. If it gets worse, go to the hospital. And about 9 a.m., I said, all right, I can't do this anymore. I got to go. And I got up and I walked from my bedroom in the back of my house and I made it to the kitchen-ish and I collapsed. And I don't really remember much. I kind of briefly remember being in my car and going to the hospital. I don't even know how I got there. Thankfully, my wife at the time, now my ex-wife, has a whole nother big story. She got me in the car somehow and got me to the hospital. And I briefly kind of remember sitting in the lobby in a wheelchair. And I remember seeing the receptionist. Hey, back over here. I remember seeing the receptionist talking to me, but I don't remember what she was saying or anything. Next thing I knew, I kind of woke up. I had my head off to the side. I was throwing up, and I felt a bunch of pressure here. They were putting a central line in my neck. Well, she's like 4 IVs. I had IVs in both arms. Doctors and nurses screaming my name, yelling at me, saying, do we got to get him again or something of that nature. I was inverted upside down. They were trying to keep the blood in my brain. And apparently my blood pressure dropped all the way down to like 40 over 25. I coded out. And the end result of that is, with having RA and being on immune system suppressants, I suppressed my immune system too much. I was on too many medications and it overdid it. And I fell victim to a viral infection and it grew out of control. It turned from a common cold all the way through to pneumonia and became a sepsis infection, encapsulated my lung, and I went into full septic shock. That's just a matter. And luckily, and thank God for her, like I said, my ex-wife now, but my wife at the time got me to the hospital just in the nick of time. 5 minutes later, and I'd been gone. And I stayed in the hospital mostly the rest of October. I got out the 24th, and I foolishly tried to do stuff on the 25th. After being completely bedridden for 10 days, you don't just get out and go to the bar, but I did. But basically, that all boils down, and a lot of recovery time with that, unfortunately, came with a lot of hanging out and a lot of relaxing, and with medications and everything, came with more weight gain. And I can't blame medications only. It's, poor eating habits and eating out of boredom, and snacking, not uncontrollably, but on the wrong things. But I've been working really hard at trying to get a baseline and get things leveled back out and get back on it. I never stopped, but with the RA and the physical limitations, two things have been a real problem: is consistency, being there every single day, and the ability, the level of which I can work out. Like I used to like say go hard. Now I can only go. But yeah, I'm trying. The other thing I wanted to just pop in and say, is I'm out here. I actually did some work on the Le Mans today. Basically, this car now is getting those 20 by 11s to fit. So it's going to be a tub job, and then outer tubs, a couple little rust patches, and then some outside quarter skins. And I really need to get that done because I got some other stuff lined up. This thing has to go to storage soon. And I got some other things lined up to come in here that are going to be really cool projects, and I'm really excited to work on. The fact that I'm getting excited to work on stuff again and get back to a routine of actually building things and not just going through the motions is huge for me. I'm very, very grateful. And like I said, it's been a rough year, and I've been trying to just do as much as I can outside of always working and just trying to enjoy some life a little bit. Because it was almost taken from me, and I decided that working on stuff every single day isn't the way I wanted to live. I kind of want to enjoy some life, and but coming into the winter here, extra time. So I'm going to be out here more. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick was PTSD. I never I understood it, like you hear about it and you hear people say it, and you hear it was how I relived the moment, and it's like okay, and you kind of brush it off. I always did anyway, like I understood. Hey, okay, you got some PTSD, you need some time alone, whatever, do you? Until it started getting mid September, late September, and October was coming. 'Cause I knew what happened last year. I was so scared of a repeat. My anxiety level's been through the roof. My mental health has been horrible, and I have found, as hard as it is sometimes, the best thing is just to talk about it and say, hey, reach out to a friend, and just even have, you don't even have to say, hey, I'm having a hard time mentally. Can we chat? You just call a friend and have a chat with them, and watch how much better that makes you feel just having a good chat with a general friend. And if you don't have one to call, most of you guys have my number. If you don't, comment, reach out, and I'll gladly chat with you. Because trust me, I have days, you can kind of see it there. My pull up. Over here. Over here. Over here. My pull up bar over there. There's a chain hanging from it because that's where I hook my chain fall. And trust me, I have days where it's like maybe I should swing from that and it'll just be easier. But at the end of the day, I know that's not the solution. I know that's not the answer. Um, so I've been reaching out to friends, and I got one really great friend, one of my best friend's wives. We've been doing a little grateful list, 3 things that you're grateful for every day, and that has helped immensely. Um, that is, and they can be little things, and that has just really helped. It's helped me get through the past couple of weeks here, leading up to this, and being extremely scared of a repeat. And I started getting sick on the 6th. My head felt this big, and turns out I just had a little bit of a sinus infection. And my doctor got me squared up, and I'm feeling a lot better, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'm getting a pneumonia vaccine this year. I've never even knew that was a thing. I'm also for the first time getting a flu shot because obviously, it could benefit me, being in the situation that I am. But my biggest thing I wanted to say was, hey, I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate my club, No Regrets. Live life with no regrets. That's burned into my brain. It's burned into everything I do. Um, don't give up. Keep pushing forward. And today may not be your day. Tomorrow might not be your day either. But trust and believe that hopefully your day's coming, and just a little bit of just that little bit of hope can really go a long way. And if you see somebody that just looks like they're down, smile at them and say, "Hey, have a great day." Lots of little things like that can go a long way and is really appreciated, especially, if that person is having a bad day. But like I said, this thing, we're getting back on it. I'm gonna make a couple videos. Um, I'm doing some really rudimentary tubs in this thing. Um, they probably won't be the prettiest thing. They might not be the absolute purest thing, but this car is got a lot of rust repair on it, um, and was packed together pretty bad. So we're gonna build a street custom out of it, and we're not going for a show quality finish. We're going for a clean and presentable, functional build on it. Yeah, that's a 20 by 11 on the back, and it is bagged. I put a whole new chassis under it, which is a factory chassis. It's just a hardtop chassis that's now been boxed because of the convertible, because the stock chassis was completely destroyed. And it did adjustable trailing arms. Like I said, it is bagged. Airlift bags all the way around. Tubular control arms in the front. My flat plate stock lowers and some shocks in the front. I believe it's going to end up with Wilwood brakes and all those goodies eventually. We're going to do that. We're getting my van back in here, and as soon as that thing leaves, or at least goes outside next door, wherever it goes, I got a really cool project in here coming in that I hope you guys like and I hope you guys appreciate it. Anyway, that being said, I'm out of here. I'm going to throw this thing together right quick and crash out for the night. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you listening to me ramble. Hope you had a great day. Hope you have a great rest of the week. Love every one of you. Remember, build trucks, eat tacos, repeat, and always live life with no regrets.